When Batman Arkham Origins first came out, I don't think a lot of people gave it the credit it deserves. And I never really understood the hate surrounding this game, but I do think nowadays people are warming up to it a little bit more. But like a lot of people say this is the worst of the franchise. I don't think it is, and a lot of people really crap on this game. People think that the story's really short, which I actually just did a playthrough of the story. It's actually not that short. It probably takes about 5-6 hours to beat if you're like going through it at a good pace and not skipping any cutscenes or whatever. And I only died like one or two times on my playthrough. So it's not like I just died constantly and then just dicked around for the rest of the time. But Batman Arkham Origins is an amazing game, and I believe that we need to give it the credit it deserves. And that's why today we're taking a look at the things Batman Arkham Origins got right. And this time, I've actually written down a few things here on a list so that I can try to stay a bit more organized, stay a bit on track. So without wasting any more of your time, let's get right into this. The first thing that it did right, and I'm not someone who's big into cosmetics or anything, but that's the character design. I think the character design in this game did a fantastic job, and probably the best up to this point, because Batman Arkham Asylum did have some good character designs. Batman Arkham City did as well. When I'm talking the character designs, I'm specifically talking about, first of all, Jim Gordon looks amazing, right? In Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, he looked like he was a grandpa about to go into his deathbed. In Arkham Origins, he actually looked like a real person. You know, I actually love Batman's character design in this game. I don't know what the general consensus is on his character design, but I really like it. You know, having the bigger suit, you know, with more armor, showing that he's inexperienced, and having that big armor could slow him down and stuff. I love the whole concept of his outfit. You know, even like Alfred's character design in this game looks absolutely phenomenal. I'm not too sure how long before Arkham City this game takes place. I think it's about anywhere between 5 to 8 years, somewhere in there. So they did a good job of trying to scale back the age, just a touch though, not try to make him look too young, right? And even like seeing people like Barbara Gordon in person was awesome to see. I'm a huge fan of the character design in this game. You know, Bane looks amazing, Joker looks fantastic, same thing with the Penguin, Deathstroke. They all look amazing, and I think WB Games Montreal did a really good job of designing these characters. The next thing we have here is the crime scene investigations in this game. Now, I don't think it did it the best out of the series. You could argue it, but I don't think it did it the best. However, at the time, it did it so much better than Arkham Asylum. Didn't really have much crime scene investigating, but it did it better than Arkham City by a long shot. I love the replay feature so that you can kind of see what happens in the crime itself. You know, how you have to go back and look for clues that you might have missed on your initial, investigation. It's an amazing process, and I think that WB did an amazing job with helping you with reconstructing crime scenes, with taking that to a new level, and I think that forced Batman Arkham Knight to try to step that up and even take it to the next level after that. So I gotta give WB some praise on this one. Next up is actually the boss fights, and, I don't think it's a secret to say that the boss fights in this game were phenomenal. I don't think there was any one in particular that was really bad. Of course, my favorite being Electrocutioner. He was a very tough battle, very tough opponent. Of course, I'm being sarcastic, one-shot knockout, but the boss battles in this game were very good. I loved Bane's, Deadshots was very good. I actually just got done playing Deadshots. It was difficult. I died a couple times trying to get the footage for the sake of this damn video, but that was a very good boss battle in itself. Killer Croc at the beginning was really good at introducing the player into the difficulty of the boss fights itself. I thought that was done very well. And even like the TN1 Bane section is actually one of my favorites because it's so scary. You gotta be so careful on your toes the whole time. But yeah, I thought that the boss fights in this game were phenomenal. And it makes sense just because, the whole premise was around boss fights and around these 8 assassins that are trying to kill Batman for the $50 million prize that the Joker put on your head. It makes sense that the boss fights in this game were gonna be the best. Next up here, actually, is the inclusion of the Batcave. Now, I understand that, none of the other games did the Batcave. I mean, Arkham Asylum kind of did with the Arkham Island one, but that's not the same thing as the actual thing, the actual Batcave that you can go around. That's where you can do your, You can do some training. You can get into the what's it called, the Batwing. Go to your workstation. You could talk to Alfred at various points of the story, and you actually get XP for doing that, so that was kind of a bonus for me. But I loved the inclusion of the Batcave. It looked so nice, with potential designs in the Batmobile upcoming, showing that Batman's trying to evolve in his game. I honestly just loved the overall design of the Batcave and thought that WB did a very good job in including that in this game, because that's something that was missing in previous games. Now, this next one I might get a lot of crap for, because it seems so obvious, but to me, it's something that needs to get pointed out, and that's creating some good origin stories. And I think Arkham Origins did a good job with explaining various things. One thing in particular that comes to mind when I say that is actually Bane's origin story. It explains why Bane is such a moron, because those of you who don't know, who don't follow Batman throughout various continuities, Bane is usually very intelligent. Yes, of course, he's always big, he's always strong, but he's also very intelligent. He's very, loyal and everything. And I think Arkham kind of makes him look like this stupid idiot who doesn't know anything. He's just some brooding moron. But that's actually explained because of the TN1 that Bane takes during the game. So it makes him lose his memory, and I think, really affects his brain functions. So later on in the games, like Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, it explains why in this continuity he's actually just such a moron. Or even creating good origin stories for Joker and Batman, why Joker becomes so infatuated with Batman in the first place, jumping off that rooftop to save Joker, even though Joker's trying to get him killed. It really makes Joker, I don't want to say fall in love, but there's this borderline romanticism, if that's a real word. There's this borderline romanticism around Batman and Joker, and there always kind of has been a little bit. And that's why when Joker dies, Batman has such a hard time dealing with it, he even tried to save him when he was dying in Arkham City. He saved him off that rooftop in Arkham Origins. And yeah, there's this weird obsession between these two. They did a really good job of setting the tone for why Joker is so obsessed with Batman in future games. And without Batman, there is no Joker. Joker wouldn't exist if not for Batman. And so it was very interesting how they created this origin story. I know a lot of people probably don't like this game because of the inclusion of the Joker, but the thing is, it's when Joker died in Arkham City, going back into Arkham Origins, I think that in itself, thinking about it now, should have been a dead giveaway that they wanted to put the Joker into this game somehow. Because otherwise, why would you go back in time to the very beginning? I understand that maybe they just wanted to create an origin story, but I think it's to have a reason to keep the Joker in the franchise. And I love the Joker in this game. I love the Joker in all the games, even Arkham Knight. I know a lot of people probably hated his inclusion in Knight, but that's for a different video. And I know that this is non-canon, technically, but Joker and Harley's meetup in Arkham Origins, I was actually a huge fan of this scene. Kind of seeing, I know Joker wasn't talking about Harley, but Harley was kind of becoming infatuated with Joker when Joker was talking about how there's one person he's met tonight, he doesn't know their name, but this person has changed his life. But Joker doesn't specifically say if it's a he or a she, and that's when Harley takes the opportunity to introduce herself, give him her name and everything, and she starts becoming infatuated with him, and you see that. I understand it's technically non-canon, but whatever, for the sake of the scene, I think that was a very good and emotional scene overall. And it's actually, this whole, creating good origin story is going to tie into something on my last point. One thing that this game also did that no other game did was adding the online mode. Now, I didn't play it too much myself. I don't have any footage of it. I know there's probably still a way to play it, and I just never really got into it too much. I do like the fact they included it. I played it a couple times, way back in the day, back when I'd play on my Xbox 360. It wasn't bad. I was just really bad at it, so I never really got into it too much. But it was a really cool addition if you wanted to play as the villains and you're trying to take down Joker's crew or Bane's crew, or you're trying to kill Batman and Robin. And I believe it takes place 2 or 3 years after the storyline in Batman Arkham Origins. So they have the Dick Grayson Batman, I believe it is. Correct me down in the comments if I'm wrong, but I believe it's after Jason Todd. So I'm pretty sure it's Dick Grayson's Robin in the online mode. And it was a very nice inclusion to the game, just to give players a reason to want to continue to play after they've beat the story, after they've beat the side missions and gotten all the Enigma packs. It was a cool way to keep players wanting to play more once they got sick and tired of playing the campaign. It's kind of a similar thing with like GTA, just not nearly on the same level whatsoever. The last point I have here, and it kind of ties into the creating good origin stories, but it's the emotional development, specifically on Batman's part throughout the course of the game. Because at the very beginning, and even in the middle of the game, when Batman's at the Gotham Royal Hotel, Batman's not interested in making allies, he's not interested in making any sort of friends, he doesn't want any sort of help, and I think that boils down to a couple different things. One, Batman's ego, in a way, probably was interfering with his clarity and how he should be doing things. Just because he's this big, brooding Dark Knight, he doesn't need any help, he's a real man. And then, throughout the course of the game, when something bad happens to Alfred, he realizes, yes, I cannot do this by myself, and that's what Alfred's been trying to tell him this whole game, giving him the wisdom of, you can't do this by yourself, no man is an island, everybody could use help. And eventually when Bruce comes to the realization that he needs help, it's when he starts succeeding a lot more, and he starts to become a lot more compassionate towards Alfred, especially after he almost dies. It took Alfred almost dying to make Batman realize that he needs to be nicer to the people around him. He needs to be more willing to try to make friends, and that's why he tries to, get Gordon to, help out, get these two to start working together. Once, this whole Bane and Alfred incident almost kills Alfred. So it was a very nice touch to see, Batman's emotional maturity as the game goes on. But let me know what I missed down in the comments below, because I know I don't always get every single point right, or I know that I don't always hit everything it did well. And I mean, if I did that, these videos would be over an hour long, and that would be a lot of footage to try to sift through. But either way, I do enjoy making these. Arkham Knight's video will be coming out soon. I just gotta get the footage. Like, I spent all yesterday and all today just collecting the footage for this video here. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. I put a lot of effort into these. But Batman Arkham Knights will be coming out soon, and then after that, I actually am gonna have to do everything it did wrong, and that's where I'm realizing I'm entering dangerous territory. But once I'm done with these Arkham videos, I'll do more Arkham videos as well. But this channel's not going to be solely focused on the Batman Arkham franchise. It's going to be focused around other things as well, such as, sports and other sort of games and stuff. So let me know what else you guys would like to see down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys all have an amazing day, and make sure to subscribe for more content. Peace!